you said that this is an interesting one. Your ex broke up with you 2 weeks after you came back from studying abroad in Australia.
Yes.
He was an international student from where?
Serbia.
Serbia.
Yes.
Okay. And he was at your school.
Yes.
He was on a full ride for rowing.
Yes.
And you were caught off guard when you returned back. You guys, I think you said it was a year you were in this long distance relationship. Broke up with you 2 weeks after you got back. Did he do it in person or?
Yes.
In person?
Yeah.
Okay. How long was the convo?
Well, we got into an argument the one night. Oh. And then the morning.
Wait. So the night before the breakup, you got into an argument? Yes. About what?
Well, we were all drinking and my friends were over and he was just, getting a little, I don't know. He was just getting where he was kind of coming at me for things and making fun of me, just like kind of playing because like we're very like sarcastic, playful,
so
but was kind of getting but like getting like past the teasing point. Okay. So I was like, hey, like chill out, and then he didn't, and then I was like, okay, go home, like you're way too drunk. And then he was like, oh well, in my country you can't tell a guy to leave, like you kicked me out in front of your friends and I didn't think that you should have done that. And so then I gave him some time. I didn't contact him. And then the next morning he came over with all my stuff from his place and goes, I want to break up with you.
Oh, because earlier you said that you were you didn't know why he broke up with you.
I don't think this was the biggest motivator, but I think it obviously played a part.
Wait, so to be clear, you were in your dorm room?
In my apartment on campus.
Your apartment?
Yes.
Okay, and you guys are friends, right? So
yes.
were you there?
I met her after this relationship.
Okay.
Yes.
So a couple clarifying questions here. So you guys, it was like a Friday or Saturday night?
Yes.
And you guys were at your apartment. How many people were there?
I only had like 2 friends over, 2 or 3 friends.
And it was him and then a few other female friends, or what was it?
So I had, I think, 2 of my girlfriends, a guy friend, and then him. And we were over just making cocktails.
And was he friends with them too, or not really?
Not really, like here and there. Okay. They've hung out, but not.
And is he a heavy drinker?
Not really. I mean, it depended, I guess. He would have to be up at like 6 a.m. every morning for rowing practice, so he never really drank too much.
Okay.
So this was like a rare occurrence?
Yeah.
Yes, but then also he thought that I sometimes, wanted to drink like more than he would, and like that was.
So would you guys roast each other?
Oh yeah.
So it was like kind of you guys would tease each other?
Yes.
But the teasing went too far?
Yes.
Did you go too far also?
No.
So question, during the breakup conversation, because you guys had a conversation, right?
I mean, not really. He kind of just said that. So he
came over, here's your shit, and left?
Well, yes. And then, I'm having my meltdown. And then...
wait, when you say you're having your meltdown, during the breakup?
Yes.
Okay. But during that conversation, did he say, like... Did you guys have a conversation about the previous night?
Yeah, it was basically just about, he was like, oh, like in my country, if you can't do that, you can't kick a guy out, especially from your friends.
Yeah, let's go into that.
Okay.
So you kicked him out of your place.
I just said go home because he was like way too drunk and like.
Okay. So when you say he was going too far, like what was he saying?
I don't even remember most of it because I honestly didn't think it was that big of a deal, because I thought like him just going home would have been like, I'll see you tomorrow.
But this, it's okay. You guys were teasing each other back and forth. It starts getting a little too, maybe a bit insulting. And this is all in front of there's 2 girls and a guy there, right? Okay. So there's 5 people total. Okay. And so, so is there like an argument that's had, then you kick him out in front of your friends?
So we went to this place across the street for pizza and I like talked to him separately. I was like, hey, like, can you like calm down? You're being very like obnoxious. And he was like, yeah, for sure. And then we got back and it continued. And then I was like, I want you to go. And like, obviously it's an on-campus apartment. It's not that big. Yeah. So like people heard. Were you guys yelling at all? Either of you? No, not really. I think maybe just I was like, you need to leave, like go, like. I don't think it was really yelling. Maybe like raising your voice.
The tone that you told him, you need to go. Can you repeat it? Like, pretend I'm your ex-boyfriend. How did you say it?
Just like, well, we were very drunk. I think it was just like you need to go. Like.
And then did he immediately leave?
No, he went to my room, and then I went there, and I was like, "What are you still doing here? Go home." And then I guess he got mad. So.
And then when you said that, he left.
Yes.
Okay. And let's see here, but that's not the end of the story. So you guys break up.
Yes.
What did you do after that?
Well, I kind of was like taken aback, and this was like my first relationship, and I, was kind of, unsure of things that were happening. So I was like, he had a lot of stuff going on in his life that was stressing him out. So he was like, okay, let's just like take a break, and then like we'll talk. And then after like a month or something, it was like nothing's happening. So like that was it. But I was also, I guess, very resentful towards him. So
no, but what did you do?
Oh yeah. So I decided, I knew of some shady things he was doing. He was here in the US, full ride to our school's, pretty expensive, and all of his apartment and everything, he needed, money. And as an international student, he's not allowed to work if it's not like a campus job or something. So he was really struggling financially. So where we met at our past job, he was stealing a bunch of the products and then selling them online on different retailers. And so I was very mad about this whole situation. So I decided, without doing anything really, I didn't know what would happen, but without kind of confronting him in person something, I decided through our anonymous ethics portal to report him in hopes that he would get kicked off the rowing team. And
the college ethics,
yes.
You reported him to the college?
Yes.
To the police or just the college?
Just the college.
Yeah.
Because the job was it's kind of tied to our college.
I see. Okay. And so you did that to try to get him kicked off the rowing team? Well,
I thought maybe it would be because he was already kind of on the rocks with, not really taking school seriously, even though he was there for free. So he was kind of on suspension, I guess, from participating in some of the
this
races.
Was before or after?
This was before. This is one of his big stressors.
No, I meant before or after you broke up.
No, she did it after the breakup.
After the breakup.
Yeah, that was after.
So yeah, you in your notes you just said he had a full ride for rowing. You were caught off guard because of the breakup. You were upset, so you submitted him to your college ethics portal since you knew he was doing something illegal to try to get him kicked off the team and sent back to his country.
Yes.
Did he get kicked off the team because of your report?
I don't know. I don't think he did. I know he was in very his standing, his suspension, everything academically. It was kind of rough, so I don't know if it had any impact. And because it was anonymous, I have no way to check. He did graduate though. I don't even know if he's still in the US. I don't know where he is.
When was this? 2 years
summer
ago?
of 23.
Okay.
Did you feel guilty for doing that?
Yes.
Why?
Now I do more so, just because well, what if he actually did get deported? I would feel bad, especially because, it takes a lot to, I guess, move here alone and, start your life and everything. But in the moment, I was just so mad at him. Why
didn't you, I'm a little confused though. You knew he was doing this illegal thing. I'm not saying you should have done this, but it's obviously you did it out of revenge because he broke up with you. Yeah.
What's the question?
Do you... Seems like...
Well, there was also other personal issues that were going on, but
What do you mean other personal issues?
just stuff that we didn't see eye to eye with.
Such as?
Like
Such
values,
as?
Like values
right here.
and
No.
What?
Just answer my question.
Yeah.
Such as?
Like intimacy, going out, just things of that nature.
What do you mean by intimacy?
Just the fact that, one of the big things was that I just got back into the country. My medicine was changed. I didn't feel like doing much, I guess. And then he kind of always pushed that on me.
Wait, sorry. He pushed what? What did he push?
Just being intimate, sex and stuff. He was always very pushy.
What do you mean he was pushy?
Would be like, oh, come on, it's been X amount of time.
What do you mean X amount of time?
Blank amount of time since
But you guys
anything.
were you guys in a monogamous relationship?
Yes.
And did you ask for the monogamous relationship?
Yes.
You wanted to be in a monogamous sexual relationship with him? Mm-hmm. And early on in the relationship, was the frequency with which you were having sex more frequent?
Earlier, yes.
Also, you said you guys were in a long-term relationship, so you guys wouldn't see each other very much, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then it was when I got back, he expected everything kind of right away.
Wait, what do you mean right away?
When I got back from Australia.
You guys had been dating for 9 months or something, right?
Yeah, I know, but when I got to Australia, I'm getting back into this time zone. It took him 2 weeks since he basically moved in without saying he was going to move in and expected me to drop everything to be with him every 2 seconds, which of course in the beginning I was yeah, but I also have to study. I also want to see my other friends.
So you're upset that your boyfriend wanted to have sex with you?
No, I'm upset because sometimes when I'd say no, he wouldn't.
Well, okay, that's non-consensual, but my confusion here a little bit is it's you're saying he would force himself on you, is what you're saying. Okay, well that's not appropriate, that's non-consensual. The way you were originally explaining it though was he was pushy. He would be babe, I really want to have sex.
Yeah.
But do you consider if he wanted to, would you consider him being pushy just verbally, hey babe, I really want to have sex, we haven't done it?
No, but it wouldn't just be that is the issue. But I explained it like that because I didn't really want it.
Okay. Well, I'm just, I guess my confusion, and I'm not excusing if there's not consent, that's absolutely unacceptable. But if there was this mismatch in terms of the frequency with which you guys wanted to have intimacy, doesn't sound like this was a good fit. So, yeah, I guess.
Any other questions?
I'm just curious, how soon into the relationship did he start forcing himself?
I don't know. When I got back, because everything was fine. I think it was the distance.
So you guys were together for a year?
Yes, but it was very, distance, long distance.
But had you not been with him for 5 months?
Well, yeah, she was in Australia.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you didn't see each other physically
for a while.
For those 5 months.
So hold on. So you had been intimate previously, correct? Mm-hmm. And every single time prior to that was consensual, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you'd been with him for a year. All your sexual encounters were consensual.
Yes.
But then he forced himself when you came back.
Yes.
Okay, and because you didn't want to have sex with him, he forced it.
Yeah, I was changing my medication, getting back on the time zone. So it's
Can I ask a quick question? Sure. Was he financially providing for you at all while you were away?
No.
Any time throughout the relationship?
He'll pay for dinner.
Dates and stuff? Was it pretty standard that he paid for dates?
Yes and no. It depended. Sometimes I would, but I would get him lots of gifts. I would be the one to drive down when we were doing the little bit of the distance when I was in Massachusetts to visit him, like all of that was on me. I drove down, like I would get groceries, I would like do all this stuff because he's the only one. He was, I don't know if he's still here, was the only one in his family in the US. He didn't have like very much help financially wise, like fine, yeah, if that makes sense.
And then, I mean, first off, I'm sorry to hear that this happened, but did this happen multiple times?
I would say
Did you go?
2 or
like,
3.
Did you go to the police? Did you go to the university?
No,
I'm gonna cut out real quick here. Some of these questions are a little hard. Like this is a lot for someone to talk about. So thank you for sharing. First of all, what happened to you is not okay, and it happens far too often. And yeah, I'm just gonna put my foot down on this one. And Ryan, you can be mad at me, but there are certain things that she probably didn't want to come up and talk about this. It's not a fun subject. Most of the time, girls don't come forward because you're dating the person. So it's like, how do you even tell people, especially if it was consensual at one point? So it's one of those things, like, it's hard to go through. Thank you for sharing, because it's not easy. And I hope that you're talking to someone about it.
I have one final question.
Yeah.
You were so upset at him because he broke up with you that you wanted to get revenge on him, and you reported him to the campus for a minor petty theft. If your intention was to get revenge on him, why did you not accuse him of something more serious?
I think because in the back of my head, I still cared for him a lot.
But I mean, your intention here, I mean, you said you wanted to get him kicked off the team and sent back to his country. It's very vindictive.
I'm sorry. I just think it's a little different when it's someone that you were in a relationship with and there's background, there's history. Obviously, if this was just a random guy, I'm sure that different actions would have been taken. But this is just a complex situation where, you can't really criticize somebody too much for how they reacted because of the severity of the situation.
Also, it's one of those things that's, I'm just going to be honest with it. It's you can go forward with it, and it's what you can prove. And when you go forward, you get pounded by people having to relive it over and over. And sometimes you just don't want to do it. I get it.
I agree.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the extent of my questions. You did tell us this story about your ex. You had not disclosed in your notes here that there was this other component of the relationship. Interesting.
I'm sorry. I feel bad because it's like I don't want you to think that I'm questioning you because I want, like, if you don't want to talk about this.
No, you're fine.
Okay,
I don't even know what I'm getting with.
Okay. I mean, it's fair. I asked about the financial thing earlier partially because I think it's just to kind of understand what's going on in his head, going 5 months, assuming he was, not cheating on you during that time.
Yeah.
Men have needs and stuff, and not by no means to justify, but just to kind of understand what's going on in his head. But I'm curious, when that happened, following the incident, at what point were you immediately like, wow, I was just SA'd, or did it take time to kind of come to that conclusion?
I think it did take time because he was my first relationship, and he would say, you're not, raping a girl. I don't know if I can say that.
No, can't say that yet.
I'm sorry. Essay. You are not essaying someone if you're in a relationship.
Even if you're not married, was that his?
Yeah.